So let me talk about some things that we have gotten done. There is a little bit of good news. The first is, I just got notice this morning, the new Secretary of the VA, Mr. McDonald, who just got confirmed by the Senate a week ago, will be in Southern Nevada at the VA hospital in North Las Vegas in my district, and I'll be meeting with him while he's here. And this is the first of a countrywide tour that he's taking in order to get a sense of what's broken in the VA, to meet with veterans, to talk to local stakeholders, to meet with us as members of Congress and our staffs, to hear the struggles that we've been having in trying to serve our veterans. So we're excited that of all the places he decided, he's starting here in Nevada, which I think says a lot about the importance of our state and our veteran population, quite honestly. So I wanted any input you have that you think I should raise during my meeting on Saturday, tell me during the meeting or afterward. You know, we have a Veterans Advisory Council that meets on a regular basis. I think some of you may participate on that council, but if you're interested in joining the council, you can talk to one of our staff members who are here, and we'll get you that information. The second bit of good news is, yesterday I got a piece of paper sent to me from the VA announcing that we finally, after more than 2 years of waiting, the Secretary approved the new Pahrump VA Outreach Clinic moving forward. And again, this has been something that was approved by Congress. It was funded in a prior Congress, but it has taken 2 years to go through the bureaucratic maze of the VA. So yesterday, the Secretary signed the piece of paper that we've been trying to get them to sign for a while now, and they notified us the same day, and we're going to break ground on that new facility in September. So, you know, just like veterans here in Mesquite, veterans in Pahrump, you know, have been, you know, without adequate resources in that regard. The third announcement is, you know, we passed a major reform bill of the Veterans Administration. This is an area where there actually was a breakthrough and bipartisan agreement. Unfortunately, it took a huge scandal to get people to come together and work, but we got it done. It was passed by Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. It's been signed by the President. You know, the highlights of the bill is it provides about $15 billion of additional funding, largely to hire more staff to deal with the backlog in the benefits side of the VA, and to hire more doctors and medical professionals on the healthcare side. For communities like Mesquite, if you are more than 40 miles away from a VA hospital or clinic, you will be able to see a private doctor, and it will be paid for by the VA. There's going to be a process, and that's one of the questions that I have for the Secretary is, you know, when is that going to be in place? How are veterans going to be notified? You know, are there an adequate number of doctors that they're contracting with, and all those questions, so that you'll know, and as soon as we get those details, we'll get that information out. So that's called VA Choice program, so that veterans can go to a private doctor but still get their care. If a veteran's been waiting for more than 6 months to see a doctor, regardless of where they live, they'll be able to go see a private doctor, and the VA will have to cover that expense. Now, this isn't forever. This is for a period of time in order to get what's broken at the VA fixed. The second area of the reform bill includes a provision on accountability. Right now, prior to this bill passing, the Secretary really couldn't fire someone if they weren't doing their job well. And you had all these bonuses being issued, and you know that led to the scandal and people kind of cooking the books in order to, you know, get their bonuses. None of that was acceptable. It should have never been allowed. We put in provisions in this bill that say the Secretary now has the tools to reward good employees and then to discipline and terminate VA employees that aren't providing great customer service, good quality health care, and who are part of the problem of the VA. And that's going to change the culture. Just that, that provision alone is going to change a lot of the culture. The new VA secretary is the former CEO of Procter & Gamble. And I was meeting with some representatives recently talking about his background. He is kind of a get his arms dirty, roll up his sleeves, get in here and figure out how things work. That's what he did at Procter & Gamble. When there were product lines that weren't working, he went in there and worked with those division heads and figured out how to retool them, how to repackage them, or how to eliminate them. And that's what we need a little bit of at the VA. So I'm very pleased that the President recommended him for this appointment and that the Senate confirmed him in a bipartisan fashion. So that bill is going to give the new secretary, the CEO, the tools that he needs to do his job more effectively. And I think that's going to provide a level of service to our veterans that we're going to really begin to see. And the fact that he, again, I said I've been working for a year. I was calling the VA myself personally, in addition to my staff, to get that Pahrump clinic approved. And there were times where I wasn't getting a call back. Within a week of him being confirmed by the Senate, he signed the piece of paper that we had been waiting on and now in order for us to proceed. So if that's any indication of kind of the action that he's going to take, I'm all for him, and I'm excited that again he's coming here to Southern Nevada to understand our needs for veterans.